Hey, welcome everyone to the 11th April 2023 Compliance Weekly. We'll start off with the walking through the milestone board. I'll share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yep.
Cool. So we'll first start off with the closed issues. I don't see a bookmark for the last one. If anyone remembers where we stopped the last time, we're going to discuss.
I believe we already went through all of the define audit event schema definitions for me.
Okay.
And let's see. So keep going. Define. Yeah. So looks like just
This one?
yeah.
Okay, so this is a confidential issue. I'm skipping this, going to the next one. Don't create group push rule audit events when there is no change.
Yep. This was no, after like looking into it, I wrote it back and it was already being taken care of. So just close it as no work needed.
Nice. The next one is also assigned to extract common key set page notion spec. Okay, so this was mostly spec refactoring.
Yeah, this was a refactor.
This was simply adding that YAML file for compliance management framework audit events, the big epic that all of us are currently working on. In this issue, like this is something we could probably discuss. So initially, when the group protected branches feature was created, the licensed feature name and the feature flag name was the same. So when we started rolling out the feature flag, we encountered this particular error from the chatops command. So the group protected branch is a licensed feature name and it cannot be used as a feature flag name. So we had to rename the feature flag to another something else. So instead of like just renaming the feature flag, because someone in the self-managed instance could have enabled the feature flag using Rails console, we just created an OR condition with a new feature flag. So this is the feature flag that will be rolled out now on GitLab. Then we have a couple of things in workflow verification. Is there anything which is blocked in workflow verification? I heard like there was a note from Aaron where he even created an MR where it was difficult sometimes to verify things on production or staging because you need instance level access. So for that, he created an MR to start using staging ref instead of the staging and the production environments. So possibly we can use those environments if we are stuck somewhere in verifying any of these issues. We have a couple of issues in the review. Hitesh, if you want to talk about any of those or if everything is in track.
So the second issue, set instance level of external audit event destination. I had created one MR for that, but it was a huge one, so I have broken it into two. And the first one is in review, and as soon as that gets reviewed, I'll send it the second one for review.
Okay. Nice.
And there are two more MRs related to audit event type information refactoring for projects and groups. So yeah, that's it from my side.
Okay, then we have a couple of things in dev. Cool. This one which is blocked on me, this is like once we have the definitions for all the audit events, the YAML definitions, then we can start raising an error when someone tries to audit, when like they start using a string as an audit event, and that particular type doesn't have a YAML file associated with it, so we'll not be creating an audit event for it and start throwing an exception. So unless we have YAML files for every audit event, we cannot start doing this. So that's why it's in block stage. I can also talk about this one. So we want to add the capability for filtering the compliance violations by branches. So it could be like protected branches or typing a name to get the list to filter by that particular branch name. So I'm currently working on the backend part of it, and this one is blocked on the backend, which Ilya has been assigned.
Just a quick question. I think I just asking the issue, and as the search bar, you think it like you propose as an MVC is a free text, right? It's like, it's not like the issue search bar. We say branch name equals to what, so it's just
No.
free.
It's just a free text. So I even replied to your comment here. So this is what I had exactly in mind. So instead of having all of those drop downs, we could simply have a search like this one, and like and for the first iteration, it would be like exact match. So if someone types, like if they have a branch named main and they type like MAI, then in that case it will not show any results. They'll have to type main to get the list of branches. And if we need a fuzzy search, which I like proposed initially, then we can even think about that. The entire idea of not having protected branches, like there's a big discussion here. So that's because of having possibilities to create unoptimized queries. So for an initial MVC, we could just at least start off with giving like the user's ability to actually search by the branch names. So they'll be knowing which protected branch. Of course, it will have a limitation where they won't be able to see all like multiple protected branches at a time. So if they have like main and master both protected, say they'll either see violations for the main branch or violations for the master branch. So that could be a limitation for this, but at least it will be a good start.
So like here user can, if I search for main, I only got one result.
There could be plenty of compliance violations for that particular target branch. So for every merge request, there could be multiple compliance violations, and like there could be multiple merge requests being merged to a particular branch. So for example, for the GitLab project that we work on, we have a master branch which is protected, and all of us create our MRs against the master branch. So if there is a violation in any of the MRs, we have a violation against the master branch. So if someone types master, they'll know like they'll get the list of all the MRs with the violations that was merged in the master branch, which is a protected branch.
And on group level, if I have a two project has the same name, which result do we show?
Yeah. So since the violations is at a group level, there could be two projects which have the same name, like both of them have master as the protected branch. So if you type in master, the UI doesn't show like the project associated with that particular violation unless you click on that violation. So we don't have that in the first screen that we have, the landing screen. So that was the discussion. So in the initial design, so what I suggested was if we start filtering by the branch name instead, and also apply the project level filtering, like I just need the violations for project A plus the main branch. So the user is like, it ensures that you're only seeing violations for project A plus only for the main branch or the master branch.
Yeah, but if I don't select the project filter, I have like, for example, three projects selected in the project filter, and I search in the free text for master, and then I got all three projects, right, with master.
Yes. So if we have violations for all the projects, then it will contain like if you won't be knowing unless you click the like you select one particular row, you won't be able to know like which particular project we're talking about here.
Yeah, okay, cool. I think for MVC is okay. And the only note is like when users search for a branch name, when we don't find anything, we should tell exactly the reason. Like, for example, we cannot find the branch name, please use the exact name or something. Please check like the wording. So for example, if I search for master and I forgot to put R at the end, it's become master, and then we cannot find anything. And the warning message should tell user that like, yeah, we cannot find like the exact match of this branch name. So tell user that what's happening.
That makes sense. Currently, what we have is we simply show that we don't have any violations. But what you're saying makes sense. The other option for that could also be a kind of a tooltip on the search bar, like only exact search, like like we could have a tooltip or something like here with which like hovering onto that, it'll show like only exact name is supported, like what we have for protected. I can even get on a call with you post this one to actually like show how it works and probably
Yeah, I
understand
think
more.
the tooltip works, like tell user exactly full and then updates just the message when we search without the exact match. Cool.
So this is currently still blocked on plenty of like couple of bugs that we have in the protected branches. So I've asked Ilya to help Song, who initially developed this feature from GU team. So let's see. Anything else anyone else wants to discuss? Planning breakdown or things in solution validation? Nope. So I'll stop sharing my screen. And this is not the first weekly, so we'll skip reviewing the engineering dashboard, not even the last final weekly of the milestone. So we'll skip release post. We don't have anything in the OKRs. I just added this point, so I don't created an MR to suggest staging using the staging deck, which I talked about earlier. So if everyone agrees, if you can take a look at that, we can ask Phil to merge this MR since Nate is on PTO. So I'll ping Phil to proceed with the merge so that it doesn't wait until Nate gets back. Cool. I'll stop the recording.